Before you check your phone, before you read the news, before you start your to-do list, before you become who everyone needs you to be. Rumi says spend 5 minutes doing this. Just 5 minutes. And your entire day will shift. Not someday, today, right now. Most people reach for their phone within seconds of waking up. And by doing that, they give away their morning, their peace, their direction. Here's how to take it back. The first thing you need to understand is that the first few minutes of your day are sacred. Not in a mystical sense, in a practical sense. Because those first minutes set the tone for everything that follows. If you start your day reacting, you'll spend the whole day reacting. If you start your day stressed, you'll carry that stress into every interaction. If you start your day by giving your attention to everyone else's priorities, you'll never get to your own. Rumi knew this, and he created a practice that protects those first minutes. A practice so simple, you'll wonder why you haven't been doing it your whole life. Here's what most people do. They wake up. Maybe they hit snooze once or twice. And then, while still in bed, they reach for their phone. They check messages. They scroll social media. They read the news. And within minutes, their nervous system is activated. Their mind is filled with other people's problems, opinions, emergencies. Their energy is already scattered across a dozen different directions. And they haven't even gotten out of bed yet. This is how you give away your morning. This is how you start the day already behind, already overwhelmed, already disconnected from yourself. Rumi's practice is the opposite. It's about claiming those first 5 minutes for yourself. Not for productivity, not for getting ahead, but for presence, for grounding, for remembering who you are before the world tells you who you need to be. And here's exactly how to do it. When you wake up, don't reach for your phone. Don't turn on the news. Don't start planning your day. Just sit up, feet on the floor, and breathe. That's it. That's the beginning. Step 1 is simply this. Sit with your feet on the ground, not lying down, not immediately jumping into action, but sitting, feeling your body, feeling your breath, feeling the transition from sleep to waking. Most people skip this transition entirely. They go from unconscious to reactive in seconds. But Rumi would say this transition is crucial. This is where you reconnect with yourself. This is where you remember you're not just a collection of tasks and responsibilities. You're a human being. And human beings need a moment to arrive before they start performing. So for the first minute, just breathe. Eyes closed if that feels right. Eyes open if you prefer. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you're not doing anything else. Not checking. Not planning. Not worrying. Just breathing. And as you breathe, notice what's there. Notice how your body feels. Notice what emotions are present. Notice what thoughts are already trying to take over. Don't judge any of it. Don't try to fix it. Just notice. This is what Rumi called morning awareness. And it's the foundation of everything that follows. Step 2 is asking yourself one question. Not out loud. Just internally. The question is this. What do I need today? Not what does everyone else need from me. Not what do I have to do. But what do I need? Maybe you need rest. Maybe you need courage. Maybe you need patience. Maybe you need clarity. Maybe you need to feel less alone. Whatever it is, name it. Acknowledge it. Because most people go through entire days without ever asking what they actually need. They just keep giving and performing and pushing. And they wonder why they're empty by evening. Rumi would say you can't give what you don't have. So start your day by acknowledging what you need. And then, throughout the day, look for small ways to give that to yourself. Step 3 is the most important. And it's the one most people will want to skip because it feels too simple, too basic. But Rumi would tell you that simple is not the same as easy. And basic practices are often the most transformative. Here's what you do. For 2 minutes, place your hand on your chest, over your heart, and just feel. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your breath moving in and out. Feel the aliveness in your body. And as you do this, say one thing to yourself. Just one sentence. You can say it out loud or silently. The sentence is this: I'm here. That's it. Not I'm okay. Not I'm grateful. Not I'm strong. Just I'm here. Because before you can be anything else, you have to arrive. You have to acknowledge your existence. You have to give yourself the simplest form of recognition. I'm here. This sounds trivial, but it's not. Because most people spend their entire lives not fully here. They're always somewhere else, thinking about the past, worrying about the future, trying to be someone they're not, managing how they're perceived. And in all of that, they forget the most basic truth. They exist. They're alive. They're here. And that deserves acknowledgement. Not achievement. Not improvement. Just acknowledgement. I'm here. Rumi would say this is the beginning of all presence, all peace, all clarity. This simple recognition that you exist, that you're alive, that you're here. Step 4 is setting one intention, not 10 goals, not a whole list of things you want to accomplish. One intention. And the intention isn't about what you'll do. It's about how you'll be. Maybe your intention is, I'll be patient today, or I'll be honest today, or I'll be kind to myself today, or I'll notice when I'm rushing and slow down. Whatever it is, make it about a quality, not a task. Because tasks will happen, or they won't. But the quality you bring to your day, that's something you can control. That's something you can return to again and again. And every time you remember your intention, you come back to yourself. You reconnect with what matters. You stop being pulled in every direction and start moving from your center. Step 5 is the closing. And it's just as simple as the beginning. Take one more deep breath. Open your eyes if they've been closed. And before you stand up, before you reach for your phone, before you start your day, say thank you. Not to anyone in particular. Not for anything specific. Just thank you. For another day. For another chance. For the breath in your lungs and the beat in your chest. For the mystery of being alive. This isn't about forced gratitude. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect. This is about acknowledging the gift of existence before you start taking it for granted, which is what we all do the moment we dive into our day without pausing. That's the practice. 5 minutes. 5 steps. Sit, breathe, ask what you need. Place your hand on your heart and say, I'm here. Set one intention for how you'll be. Say thank you, and then start your day. Not from stress, not from reaction, but from presence, from groundedness, from a place that's yours before you give yourself away to everyone else's demands. Now, here's what's going to happen. Your mind will resist this. It will tell you that you don't have 5 minutes, that you need to check your phone in case something urgent came in overnight, that you need to start solving problems immediately, that sitting quietly is wasting time. This is your mind trying to keep you in the pattern you've always been in, the pattern of constant reaction, constant stress, constant disconnection. Don't listen to it. You have 5 minutes. You've always had 5 minutes. You just haven't been protecting them. And here's what will happen when you do protect them. Your day will feel different. Not perfect, not problem-free, but different. You'll notice that you're less reactive, that you respond instead of reacting, that you have a little more space between what happens and how you respond. You'll notice that you remember your intention throughout the day. And when you do, you can course correct. You can come back to how you want to be instead of just surviving. You'll notice that you feel more like yourself, less like a robot going through motions, more like a human being making choices. Rumi didn't create this practice to make you more productive. He created it to make you more present, because he understood something that modern life has forgotten. You're not here to get as much done as possible. You're here to be as awake as possible, to experience your life instead of just manage it, to show up as yourself instead of as a collection of roles and responsibilities. And that requires practice, daily practice. Not once when you remember, not when things get really bad, but every single morning, before anything else can claim your attention. And here's the thing about daily practice. At first, it feels like discipline, like something you have to make yourself do. But after a while, it becomes something you need, something you crave, because you start to notice the difference between days when you do the practice and days when you skip it. Days when you skip it, you're back in reactive mode, back in stress mode, back in disconnect mode. Days when you do it, there's a quality to your experience that's different, calmer, more centered, more yours. And once you feel that difference, you'll protect those 5 minutes like your life depends on them. Because in a way, it does. This practice isn't magic. It's not going to solve all your problems. It's not going to make difficult things easy. But it will change your relationship to your day. Instead of your day happening to you, you'll start happening to your day. Instead of being at the mercy of every notification and demand, you'll start from a place of choice. And that makes all the difference. Not in what happens, but in how you meet what happens. Rumi would tell you that most people are asleep their entire lives. They go through motions. They react to circumstances. They follow patterns. But they're never fully awake, never fully present, never fully themselves. This 5-minute practice is how you wake up. Not once, but every single day. One morning at a time. And the more you do it, the more awake you become. Not to some mystical truth, but to your own life, to your own presence, to your own existence. And that's what this is really about. Not becoming someone else, not achieving some ideal state, but simply being here, fully, presently, alive. So tomorrow morning, before you do anything else, try it. 5 minutes. Just 5. Sit, breathe, ask what you need. Hand on heart. I'm here. One intention. Thank you. That's all. And then notice what happens. Notice how your day feels different. Notice how you feel different. And then do it again the next morning. And the next. Until it's not something you have to remember to do. It's just what you do. It's how you start. It's how you claim your morning before anyone else can take it. This is Rumi's gift. Simple, practical, life-changing. 5 minutes that shift everything.